This video is brought to you by ncix.com. Great technology, selection, and service. RGB lighting, 16.7 million colors, all the spectrum lines, all the chroma lines, and etc. are all found in today's gaming peripherals. So in today's video, the question, is RGB actually worth it? But first, let's outline all the benefits of all the spanking colors around our peripherals and taking all the marketing behind RGB peripherals, and I can summarize them in 3 words. Revolutionize gaming battle. I, for one, need to have all my peripherals set to green color when I jump into CSGO because I need to create that force field of LEDs that will allow me to win the match. But truthfully, if any of those peripherals do not feature RGB lighting, then they will feel visually out of place. And some gamers, despite having zero functionality for lighting, may not want to deal with the lack of cohesion. Which brings me to cohesion, which is a very important point for set of peripherals if your brand loyalty is diverse. For example, my travel gear set consists of Razer Black Widow Tournament Edition keyboard. This is a TKL edition with Razer green switches, and for some reason I just like to stick to the purple illumination as it has the most soothing color tone for my eyes. My go-to mouse is the newly released Myonix Caster with excellent quality lighting, and I can easily color match to all the colors. And for the headset, I choose the Logitech G633 with RGB rear and side illumination, and thanks to companies realizing the need to include RGB peripherals, I have a visually interesting combo that I can show off beautifully on video. The big however though is, are we sacrificing anything when we choose to go with RGB? And marketing for gaming peripherals has become such an integral part of highlighting the lighting features that, you sort of start to question the functionality and the rest of the products when all we see on packaging is RGB and anything that surrounds lighting and visual aesthetic of a gaming product without actually touching down on the core mechanics or the core components of the gaming product in question. Particularly the battery drain is a huge issue for wireless peripherals. It's just an annoyance needing to charge your mouse every night for a full day of use the next day, and this is especially evident on RGB wireless headsets, where battery drains in about 6 hours when the lighting is on. Because we are sold on the premise of interactive lighting, like showing health status of your teammates through color or showing color interacting with your peripherals based on in-game atmosphere. And it's such an awesome point that it sells us well to go and choose RGB peripherals. But as of now, it's such a fresh concept that is not well integrated for the consumer. However, as companies enter the esports arena, it is becoming a huge selling point to drive brand recognition and to expand all types of possibilities for RGB lighting for the professional arena, but not so much for the consumer arena just yet. But on the flip side of that coin, let's refer to RGB as reactive garnish bombardment. Yeah, I came up with that myself. And I think it's accurate to describe lighting on peripherals as reactive, as companies are constantly trying to give us new ways for customization for your peripherals, even if it's beyond reasonable. I also think it's accurate to describe it as garnish. It is still very limited with in-game integration, yet there is an insanely heavy marketing push when it comes to RGB. And it wasn't long ago when we were asking for RGB lighting to become the standard under the foundation of color matching all your peripherals. Luckily, we are approaching a point where RGB implementation does not add a significant cost to the product, unlike it did 1 to 2 years ago, and thus we can treat it as a welcome addition, but of course of it being optional. And being optional is very important because pulsing and all different types of lighting effects can become distracting within your peripheral vision. And finally, bombardment. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Let's face it, RGB lighting is now everywhere. I think it's a point in time until we see RGB on gaming chairs, on monitor integrations, on laptops. Well, I guess laptops already have that, but anything gaming in its title will soon have some sort of LED or another. And talking about where it actually matters, on gaming mice, for example, I love the visual presentation of different profiles or DPI settings. On keyboards, I love mapping my gaming mode, WSD zone and some other keys, or highlight all the letters when I'm script writing. And as weird as that sounds, it actually helps to narrow my focus of doing writing instead of being distracted by something else. And recently, RGB lighting has found its way onto headphones or gaming headsets that as of yet has zero functionality for the consumer, aside from giving you the visual satisfaction, as we are seemingly becoming more obsessed with the cohesion of not just the lighting of your PC or your build, but your entire setup. So guys, let's have fun with the RGB acronym. How would you define it within the means of its purpose? Do you find it useful on RGB peripherals or not? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, we also ran a poll to see what you guys think on Twitter, and a majority of you said no, it does not make sense, it's pointless on gaming peripherals. So based on everything that we talked about today, based on all the comments that you read down below, has your stance changed? So we'd love to hear what you think. I'm Dmitry with Canucks. Make sure to give this video a like if you want to see a new office tour, as I'm finally almost settled in, and we'll see you in the next one.